Nashville, Tennessee, home of both kinds of music, country and western. What's the first thing you're gonna do when you head into Nashville? Go check out some music. Right in the heart of downtown Nashville. You really get a feel for the history and the people that have played music there over the years. We got to go check in with a former Nantucket constituent, Adam Dredd. Now this guy is never at a loss for words, so I think you'll really enjoy this part. We are here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm very fortunate to be with Adam Dredd. A classic Nantucketer from back in the day, so there's a good connection there.
I get my 25-year chip this year, I think, actually, yeah.
Well, how far are we away from Nantucket?
We are 1,171 miles from getting on the steamship in Hyannis. So then you add 29.2, you do the math. But you're in my law offices of Durham and Dredd, here located in the Hillsborough Village area of Nashville. Easily my favorite area of Nashville. I like to look at it as a microcosm of Nashville. You're on what's called the famous Music Row of Nashville. As a matter of fact, this old house was once the office of country star Lori Morgan. For several years. The office upstairs is occupied by Dane Bryant, whose parents wrote, Boudleaux and Felice Bryant, wrote Rocky Top, Dream, Wake Up Little Susie, all the Everly Brothers hits. So there's a little bit of music in all these houses. We do interesting advertising here, and we do what's called graffiti advertising. For lack of a better term, it's bathroom advertising in all the bars and restaurants. This is our Christmas ad. It's a young lady writing what she wants for Christmas, and the last one is a divorce from the lazy jerk I married. Something Santa can't bring, for those call a lawyer, which is our phone number. P.S. We really don't care if you've been naughty. So we're hoping to win an Addy Award for that, actually.
Well, how'd you first get to Nashville?
I came here to go to Vanderbilt and just loved Nashville and ended up staying. Loved it so much I actually ran for office 6 times and won 5 out of 6 countywide elections. Just recently rolled off my second council term, so now back in the private practice. As you can see, for the past 3 years, I won Best Local Politician You Love to Hate. Pretty proud of that. I beat Bill Frist, actually, a couple times. Al Gore's been in that. This year, I actually came in second, but I was the winner, and this is the reader's survey. I was the winner of the Best Metro Council Member Out the Door. Because of term limits, I couldn't run again. So it was kind of a pretty big honor. Out of 40 council members, I was the media's favorite.
So do you think there's some comparisons between the characters in Nashville as compared to the characters on Nantucket?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Nashville just has some amazing characters, not unlike Maddocket Millie and Brownie and Colin Keenan. I mean, there's folks like that all over this place. I think if you watch this documentary, you'll get to see some of them in our lower Broadway area of town. Not unlike Los Angeles, we have a lot of folks come here to be discovered as an actor. We have the same thing with musicians and songwriters. The thing people don't realize about Nashville is the real money in the music industry here is not in the performance, it's in the songwriting. And most music is published out of Nashville, Tennessee. So
a lot of musicians they'll write the song, but they won't necessarily perform it?
Right, right. The money's really in the cutting of the song. It's funny, you see the songwriters definitely drive the nicest cars in town. And just a real talented bunch of folks, talented bunch of artists.
So if a Nantucketer decided to come here as a tourist, you know, what are some of the things they would want to do?
Well, we definitely send them down to the Tootsie's Lower Broad area that you saw. We call them the Honky Tonks. A lot of bands come out of there. A lot of bands are discovered and get their starts out of there.
While you're at these places listening to music, you can't help but tapping your feet and singing along to verses that you don't even know the words.
I sang Dixie as he died, and people just walked on by as I cried. The bottle like a rhyme, all his rebel pride. So I sang Dixie It was coming a gully washer outside.
We were there on a Monday night, but you really couldn't tell. Every single place has something going on, and there's so much to do.
Mr. Glenn Capizzo.
The place was electric. And of course, after dancing the jig all night over there at Tootsie's, you gotta go get yourself some authentic Southern barbecue. Now that was delicious. So what are your plans for the future?
Governor. Governor, Christ sakes. 2022, I'm running for governor. I'm going to rename the executive residence Disgraceland. That's what we're working on. This is such a neat state. You know, potentially, I was a councilman at large. I had the whole county. In my district I live in, District 23 is the Belmead area. And potentially, we had both candidates for President of the United States, Democrat and Republican in my district.
Really?
Al Gore and Fred Thompson. And Bill Frist, actually, all constituents of mine. It's interesting. Every Republican high-ranking government official from Tennessee was in Nantucket this summer. It's really fun for us coming up to Nantucket because we run into folks from here all the time. Buy my books. Buy my books. Available at Island Variety and the Hub and Force 5 Water Sports. Great Christmas gifts, great gifts for folks coming into town. This is the old one's kind of the one for folks who, you know, a little more outsider. This has the insider stuff, the stuff Colin Keenan really would have laughed at. So, you know, it's I'll give you this quote. And it's people have said that to me. They say, Adam, you love Nantucket so much. Why don't you just live there? And I always say, well, you know, if I lived there, then I wouldn't have Nantucket to escape to.
Thanks a lot, Adam, for our lesson in Nashville history. You really are like the mayor there, and everybody knows your name.
Amore.